everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a snowflake. So this is not jewelry. It is an ornament. I guess it could be jewelry if you like big, huge jewelry. It could definitely be a pendant, but I think these are very pretty ornaments at Christmas time, and I'm going to hang this one on my Christmas tree this year. So I did this one as an example, and today we're going to make a gold one. So let me show you what you need. So here is the frame for this. Now you could make these if you're good with wire. I am not. So I bought mine and I have them available on my website if you're interested and you're not good with wire either. And then you're going to need some beads. And I will say this, there are very limited beads that will work with this. You need to check your beads before you start doing this, because I had some synthetic moonstone beads last night that I wanted to use and they would not fit on these pieces of wire. So it is a thicker wire. It looks to me to be about an 18 gauge. So your tiny beads are not going to work. I even tried 8 seed beads and they didn't work. I had to go to 6/0s. So, just keep that in mind. So you're going to need whatever bead you want. And I have an assortment here of just all kinds of beads. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to go with, but I pulled out a whole bunch of stuff in gold. So let me lay them around here so you can see them. I mean, I'm not going to get all of them on the screen, but there are some of them. It's just a bunch of gold beads. And then I have some bead caps here as well, some little gold. These are on my website too, these little gold flower bead caps. And I have one Swarovski crystal for the very middle. So if you look at this one, there's a crystal right there in the middle. So it just covers up the place where your spikes join together. Now, let me say this about this project. It is fiddly, okay? It is a little bit difficult. So I have to lay this flat on the table and keep it there. If you pick it up, if you put things on all these and then you pick it up, they're going to fall off. And you can't use bead bugs because you want to put things on them. So, or tape or anything. I mean, so you pretty much have to leave it laying flat on the table unless you lay out your whole pattern ahead of time and then just do one spike at a time. But I am not real good with that. I'm not that good at seeing the future. So I just have to kind of do it and see how it goes. Okay. So I'm going to start with some 6/0 seed beads because the middle is kind of crowded and you need a smaller bead in there if you can get it in there. Now on the blue one, I actually bent some of the spikes forward. So these 4 here, I kind of bent them forward a little so that the beads would all fit in. But I think I'm just going to leave this one like it is because it looks like these little 6/0s will fit in here pretty well. So I'm going to put 6/0s all in on the middle sections. And if one does look like that it's not going to lay toward the middle, you can bend that spike forward just a little bit. So let me see. See, this 6/0 won't even go on there, so let's set him aside. And we'll put this one on. Okay, now when I push them all down to the middle, see how this guy right here, he doesn't want to go down. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to bend it forward a little. And this one too. And that allows them to get in there a little bit closer. And I might even do these other two. And it doesn't really affect the look of your snowflake after. I mean, at the end, you can't really tell that you did that. It just makes your middle look better. Okay, so there's all my little seed beads. And let's see, what do I want to do next? I want to make this one, these 4 right here a little bit longer than these on this one, I think. I've seen some that have them varying. See, this one's all the same. And it's pretty, but I kind of think I would like to do, or maybe these 4 longer and these 4 shorter. I may do it that way. So I think I'm going to put this on the 4 shorter ones. Let me see. Hang on, let me turn this like this. How do I want to do it? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to make these 4 in the cross here longer, and then these other 4 shorter. So I'm going to put these big beads on the 4 that I'm going to do a little bit shorter. And you can do this however you want. I mean, it is totally up to you, creative control. You can do any colors, anything you want with these. There's like an endless combination of things you could do. Okay, So I've got that. Now let's see here. I think I'll do some of these darker gold ones. Maybe. Or, yeah, I think I'll do some of these darker gold ones on the back for. So right here. And these actually have black. They're like half gold plated and half black. But I think they'll give a nice contrast back there to these big beads. Okay, so there's that. Just push them in. Okay, now let's see. What do I want to do? I'm going to do a bead cap on these. Right here on these 4. Just like this. Whoops. So I got 4 bead caps on there. And then I think I'm going to do this kind of barrel looking bead if it'll fit. It is. Okay. And see what I mean about you kind of have to leave it laying flat on the table because if you don't, things will fall off everywhere. And when we go to turn up the ends, you might have some beads fall off. It does get a little bit difficult sometimes to keep them all on there. Okay, now I'm going to end these, but I want to go ahead and put one more bead on, and I think I'm going to do the champagne rondelle, this real sparkly champagne rondelle, because I kind of want a smaller bead on the end of it, on the end of the spiky thing. Okay. So there we go. There we have that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round nose pliers. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut these just a little so that I have enough to make a little loop on the end, but I don't want a whole lot of extra sticking out. Because I do want these to be a little smaller, and my thing popped off there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut those 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll them back like this and just make a loop. And this wire is thick. It's strong wire, so it's a little difficult. Let me spin it. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to do the other 2 here. Okay. And we'll fix those ends here in a minute. You don't have to have the perfect circle just yet. You just need to do enough to keep the beads from falling off. So even if you just barely get it turned under, as long as your beads will stay on, you're good. Okay. And this one, I'm afraid to use my Xuron cutters on this because I don't think they're strong enough for it. Okay, and then go ahead with that. Okay, so now we've got these 4 that are not going to go anywhere, thank goodness. Now we need to work on the inside. Now see, this one's not wanting to go up. There we go. Need to push them up in there. All right. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to do this big champagne bead right here. Or I might do that on the end. I think I might do that on the end. Let's do a gold. Let's do just a plain gold bead here. Plain gold bead. And see, if you can lay out your pattern ahead of time and then just do one spike and close it off, that's a way easier way to do this, but I'm not very good at that. I have to kind of see it in front of me, and I can't envision it very well. I have to just do it and see it. So now I'm going to put one of these on. I like this color really well. These little rondelles, they're pretty. If I can get it on there. It's kind of hard when you have to keep it laying down. There we go. And last one over here. Okay. Now let's see, what do I want to do? I think I might do a bead cap on this next one. I'm going to do a bead cap and then a fire polish. If they'll go, see, they won't go on. I was so hoping these 6mm fire polish would go on here. The 4s wouldn't on the one last night. Man, that's a bummer. Okay. Yeah, it's just, they're just too big. The wire's just too thick. Now you can do, I mean, like I said, you can make your own, obviously, and use thinner wire. But I'm not very good at wire anything, so it was easier for me just to buy them. Buy them already done. They're soldered in the middle. It's all good. Okay, so I'm just going to do these two right now, and then I'll finish these two in a minute. So I put my bead caps on, another one of these rondelles. Now I think I'm going to do this big champagne bead on the end. If I have enough room to close it down. I think I will, because you don't even have to make an entire loop. It just has to be closed enough, or just bent over enough, so that your beads will stay on. So, yep, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the bead cap. I'm sorry if you can hear Chris, he's on the phone. He just walked in on my video. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this one under. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and do this one. Let's go ahead and put this one on. And just turn it under as best you can. Well, that one is having issues, and I'm going to crack my bead if I keep it up. So let me grab a different pair of round nose pliers, or actually just a pair of flat nose. I'm just going to try to flatten that one down. I don't think the bead's going to come off, but, you know, I'll just flatten it down a little bit here. If you can. I know I shouldn't. There we go. We'll just do it like that. And there's our finished snowflake. Now, I am going to take my E6000 glue, and I'm going to glue right in the middle. And see, you can bend these back a little now if you want to. You can turn these big beads however you want them to lay, and then bend it back and they'll stay. Now I'm going to take some E6000 and put it right here in the middle. And then I'm going to take my crystal and put it right in the E6000 glue. And there we have our finished snowflake. And like I said, and I'm going to go around here and close up these loops a little bit with my flat nose pliers, just a little, just to make sure that, you know, none of the beads are going to fall off. I don't think that they could at this point because they're big, but yeah, I just want to be sure. So, and you'll also need, you know, one of these will have to be the loop that you can hang your snowflake from. So there you have it. I think these turn out really pretty. There's the gold one. Here's the blue one. And yeah, so like I said, these little frames are available on my website if you would like to purchase them, and as well as a bunch of other stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and it's a little bit different than jewelry, but I think these are so pretty. I've looked at them for a couple years now and just decided this year I wanted to do them. So yeah, anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.